Welcome back to Lift You Up Inspiring Health Stories. I'm your host, Tamika Bickham. I'm the founder and chief storyteller of TB Media Group. But for the purpose of this podcast, I am your health and happiness matchmaker. Now, before I introduce you to today's guest, you know what I'm going to ask you to do? Hit subscribe on YouTube, turn on those notifications, and connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd love to stay connected with you. This is one of my favorite months here in Miami. It is Miami Spa Month, and if you are not in South Florida, don't worry, this episode is still for you. But for those of you who are here, remember, it's a month that we can get spa services from some of the top spas in Miami for great deals. So you're going to meet one of them today, but their approach is a little bit different, and I love it. They use things like crystals, aromatherapy, sound bowl healing, shamans. These are all practices that come from Peru. And you're going to meet the owner and founder of Calma Spas. Our physical, mental, and emotional health is not just a want. It is a need for happy lives and prosperous businesses. Lift You Up is the podcast where we share inspiring health stories from business owners who are fulfilling their purpose to live their healthiest lives and helping you do the same. From former TV reporter to marketing entrepreneur and content creator, I care about sharing stories that matter and stories that connect us. I'm your host, Tamika Bickham, your health and wellness matchmaker. Well, today I'm so excited to be joined by Marizza, who is the owner and founder of Calma Spas here in the United States. Hi, Marizza.
Hi, how are you? Very happy to be here.
Happy to have you and happy to meet you for the first time virtually, as we're still all kind of in this virtual world, right?
Yes. Welcome to the internet world.
I know. You look awesome. And I'm sure part of that is because of all of the spa and healing energy you have around you.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie, but it just happened. My birthday was a couple of days ago.
Aww.
So I went into a whole shamanic ritual for my birthday. So I'm very honored and happy and enlightened and full of light and light.
So as we were just talking offline, I learned you're from Peru. Learning a little bit more about your spa, which honestly sounds so unique to me. And I'm really excited to learn more about it because I've honestly kind of been on my own spiritual journey, I guess you would say, over the last few months and kind of tapping into learning more about different types of healing practices. And it sounds like your spa really incorporates all of that. So I want to learn more about you and your story, but first tell everyone a little bit about Calma Spa and what makes you unique.
So when we decided to open Calma, we decided to bring the roots from our country in Peru, and we decided to bring the roots of Mother Earth and what we call the Pachamama. So when we were creating the treatments and creating the space, we decided to bring those elements, Mother Earth, nature into a spa. And you will find that in many spas, but I think the magic that happens in Calma is like the people from my country, the shamans, they will say, people from the north will come to the south to find the right answer. And in reality, this is what happens because the treatments are not only designed for your body, but they're also designed for your soul. And we bring the crystals, we bring aromatherapy, we bring wood into this place. We bring life, which we have a lot of plants in there. And everything with ingredients. We actually brought everything from Machu Picchu into our spa.
Wow.
Yeah. So we brought a little bit of the Andes into Calma.
You said something interesting there that you said where people find the right answer.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So we have created a chakra pathway that represents the 7 chakras, and we have 7 different crystals that you can choose. And we allow the guests to start their journey there. So they go change and they walk into the chakra pathway and they choose the crystal that calls them. And most of the time, or more often than not, they pick a crystal that it has related to something that is happening to them. We don't allow them to read what the crystal means for cheating purposes. And when they feel the energy of the crystal, a lot of people, they go into breakdowns and breakthroughs and aha moments. and they're like, oh, look at what it is, look at what it's telling me. And they feel the connection because, it's like opens the spirituality window, like I was telling you. And it happens magic through, and it happens through our couples, our bachelorette girls, that they come, and that they come to have fun, and all of a sudden they connect with the big source, which is themselves, what is inner. Like, we are so focused on the outside world, but we take very little time to look inside. So I think that sets the tone of our experience. And then we take them to our relaxation room, which is absolutely stunning. And we create like a vortex because we have four specific crystals, which is the amethyst, the rose quartz, the kyanine, which is the one for your mind, and the citrine, which is for abundance. So when you feel there with the darkness and with the teas that we brought from Peru, and the aromatherapy that is in there, it just creates a sense of be safe before your treatment starts.
Now, do you think most people who visit the spa for this type of experience know what they're walking into? Or is it kind of a
No,
surprise to them?
it's a surprise element. Everybody's like, oh, so they were about to walk into someone. I said, oh, we asked them to, your journey starts here, and people are like very surprised. We have a lot of people who has no, they doesn't resonate with them, but it really doesn't matter, because that energy comes to you, even if you're not ready, even if you don't know. And it's right in the middle of like South Beach and Deco Drive. People would never imagine that place is there.
Right, right. Because I'm sure part of it is, some of the walk ins that are coming in who are in town
Yeah.
visiting.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of like a peaceful
Yes.
place in the middle of a little bit of a hectic
and
area.
and and, it's, and it was a challenge for us, because at the beginning we wanted to say, okay, how do we bring light into the madness. We built it in 2019, and it was a challenge, and I said, well, I don't know about the space. But then when the space started happening, and my husband, who has an incredible vision, we sat down in the space and we said, this is going to work. And it's actually in the basement of the Hotel Victor. So you will say, wow, how this, how people are going to come, how they're going to find out that we're here. But let me tell you, people just walk through it. I don't know what it is. And I think it's just like a tree. Our logo is a tree, is the roots. So we are like putting our roots on Mother Earth.
I have a few friends who have actually gone to Peru to in search of what you mentioned, like maybe finding that right answer, or they're going through a difficult time or something personally has happened to them, and they've gone to Peru for different reasons. But a few friends specifically have mentioned ayahuasca and just some of like the healing and spiritual energies that happen there. Is what is it about some of the practices? And I just named that one that I'm familiar with, but what is it about
Yeah.
some of the practices in Peru that are different? And do you feel like we're so familiar with them here in the US?
Yes, absolutely. I know ayahuasca very well, San Pedro. San Pedro is the grandfather, ayahuasca is the grandmother of the mountains. We have shamans in our spa. So we have two healers, we have two shamans, and we always have that particular, we integrate it into our treatments. Like we have a guided meditation in the facial, for instance. We do sound healing during infrared sauna a session. We do have, we do drumming. So the drummings that we use, they are designed like the sign of the Pachamama, which is Mother Earth. So when you do that drumming into a space, to people who comes, we do it with couples, so everybody can vibrate at the same time. They don't understand what is happening, but it's happening.
Yeah.
And it's funny because as a couple, as a best friend, as a mom, as a family, as a friends, sometimes everybody has their individual needs and the individual necessities. So when you vibrate at the same level with the person you're with, it's incredible because you can see how you start loving from your heart, not from your head.
You mentioned some of the, powerful things that you've witnessed happen in your own spa. I don't know if you can give an example of one story. I think it'd be
Oh
helpful
my
even.
God.
I'm sure
It
you
was
have a lot.
I have so many. I have so many. But one that really stroked me, it was a person who was in the hospitality industry, and she really works with us, and they came to see the space with their department. So there were a lot of people from marketing and sales that came over to see the space and from another other properties. and they love the place, they love everything. And then as they were walking in, I saw this guy who was coming with them. And then out of nowhere, I decided to do a ceremony of gratitude for them for coming to a space. And I felt this energy. And I don't know, it's because I'm on my steps to become a shaman myself. And I felt this energy. And she's a very strong person, very strict. Spirituality, what is that? Please don't talk to me.
Right, right.
How many rooms, how many treatment rooms, how, what's the hours of operation, and that's it.
Business.
And I'm taking them to the chakra pathway. Ask her to pick one. She picked the crystal of the rose quartz for your chakra, your heart chakra. We took them to the relaxation room, and I brought my drumming just to them to see, so I can bring abundance for whatever you decide to do. And thank you so much for sharing this journey with us. And all of a sudden she started crying. And she says to me that she felt her son, who passed away 5 years ago, and she was not able to process the death of her son. And she just felt this, and she apologized, and she said, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And she couldn't stop crying. And everybody who works with her, they were crying with her because they have never seen her in this sensitive mode,
Yeah.
I will say. And she couldn't stop crying. And she says that she was not able to cry when her son died.
Wow.
The death was sudden, and it was in a car accident. And she carried a lot of anger. And the chakra, the rose quartz, moved the resentment that is right under your clavicle. And then you open the chakra. So when I was drumming, I was asking them to receive the abundance. And when you open the chakra, your throat chakra and your heart chakra, it's like you throw a bump into someone who's been stuck for so long. We all hug each other and say, let's close the ceremony with something. Let's invite the person who was here with you, this guy that was with you. And everybody's like, no, we have no guys, it's only girls here. And I said, what do you mean? I just saw a guy coming with you. And she's like, no, it's only girls. Literally, I said, the guy was just right here. And then when I gave the description of the guy, it was a description of her son.
Wow.
And she was like crying, and she said to me, thank you so much, because I feel like this is the first time I'm finally breathing. Imagine how much you're holding because you don't want to let go, but you're also angry at life, at God, at whatever you believe, that someone took something so precious from you. In order for us to live lighter and brighter, we have to embrace and surrender whatever happens in our life. And it's very easy to say, and it's very difficult to do.
I love that story because that was a question I had. I'm sure that so many people, know, are a little skeptical.
Yeah,
They don't
100%.
believe in this type
None of
of
this thing,
healing
yeah.
or
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
So I love that example because it really shows you
Yeah.
the impact that it can have.
Yeah. And when that happened, literally, it's not like a proven thing for us,
Right.
but it actually show us the road to say, okay, you guys are doing something good. Nobody comes into your spot with a sign say, I'm going through a divorce.
Right.
Someone just died. My boyfriend cheated on me. I'm broke. The business that I opened, it didn't work. The stuff that I'm doing, I lost confidence. Nobody walks into our space with a sign so that we can just go ahead and let me go through it and figure it out. How can we fix that? It just happened naturally. Sometimes we wake up and then, we leave the house without an intention,
Right.
without grounding, without gratitude. And when you walk through the world, it's like you're working without a GPS. And I think this is what we do. We create a GPS for souls.
Yeah.
I just finally
there you
figured it
go.
out.
The new tagline. This is
Yeah.
great. I want to learn more about you and your path. What led you to
Oh.
do this? Take me back to Peru.
Oh my God. So my grandfather, I have Japanese roots, is the one who kind of like taught me how, and my grandmother, both of them, they were big influences on my life. But when I decided to open this, I become a massage therapist myself. I'm an esthetician, a makeup artist. And I didn't think any of this when I was doing it. And when when we opened our business in 2004, the business was thriving. We were the big providers for all of the Ritz Carltons, providing therapists and doing the spa services. I never thought in million years that this one was my mission until I had a stroke. When I saw those 5 seconds, when your body paralyzed and you said, okay, this is it, I'm gonna die. And I couldn't move, I couldn't call 911. I just, one of my hands stroked to the cell phone. I was in a hotel and I was able to call security and I couldn't talk. All this side of my mouth was dropped. I couldn't pronounce words and I was freaking out. I couldn't breathe very well and I felt like I was having a heart attack at the same time.
Did you know you were having a stroke at the time?
No, no. So when they got me out of the elevator, I remember I finally passed out. And I was like, so when I was in the hospital, I remember waking up and I have tubes everywhere. And the first thing that I thought, so first of all, this gorgeous doctor came into the room and I couldn't move
on the right
my
thing.
I couldn't, yeah, and I couldn't move my legs. And when I look on my feet, I'm like, oh my God, my pedicure is disgusting. And I forgot to shave my legs. And my hair looks like, and I couldn't move. And I said, this hot doctor is gonna come and see me. And then he says to me, so what do you do for a living, young lady? And I said, I'm in construction business. I couldn't say I'm in the spa business because I was not looking for And then
still thinking like a businesswoman.
Yeah, I was like, no. And then my recovery time, it took a little longer. But the first thing that I wanted to do when I get out of the hospital, my girlfriend picked me up and said, what do you want to do? And I said, I need to have a pedicure. And I couldn't move very well. And I couldn't talk very well. So I stopped talking. And so she took me to this amazing nail salon in downtown in downtown district in Miami. And that was one of the hottest places everybody wanted to do. And I said, okay, just take me there. And the lady who was doing my pedicure, she was not kind, nor she didn't know what I was going through. And she was like, she didn't know I speak Spanish. And she started talking on the phone while she was doing my treatment. She's like, oh my God, this pretentious girls, they come here with too much entitlement that we're supposed to go to at their own pace. And they'll take forever to even sit down like they are divas. And I say, you know what? I am not going to engage with this. I need to like do my manicure and my pedicure. That's the only thing. As she finished her manicure, she asked me to move into the pedicure station. And she said, come on, lady, move like that, right? And I really wanted to say, well, I can't move that fast. And then she said it in Spanish to the other person. She said, what is wrong with this girl? Like, she thinks that she's a queen. And she started like talking really bad about me because she thought that I was being entitled and pretentious and acting like a diva. And that's when my light bulb went on. And I said, I'm in the same industry. And I have so many people that come to our spa and we don't even know what they're going through. What kind of like, how can I ask this lady, this is what I'm going through, have a little bit of compassion. Mm-hmm. And that's when I changed the core values of our company. And one of them, we created the 5 C's, and one of them is compassion and connection. Because with those two, then it doesn't matter how amazing your massage will be, how amazing your facial will be, how amazing your body treatment and your manicure, pedicure. And that's when I changed my business. I changed completely the way that I train my team and the way that I related to my clients. And I'm very hands-on owner. I love to get, down and dirty when we create different things like the quinoa facial. But the first thing that happens is the connection that we need to have with our guests. And look, I have been in many spas around the world. And I experience that people, they can smile, but people will not hug you. And a hug is a must in our spa. We have to embrace you. Say, you're finally, because when people that come to have a massage, a spa treatment, they're basically saying, I need an alone time with me. So let's have that opportunity, not only to work on your body, but to work on your soul, like I was saying to you. So that's what we start doing. And I think that was my wake up call for me, knowing that, okay, So if you're having an opportunity to stay into this world, what are you going to do? How are you going to make a difference? I think we have a big responsibility in this world right now, you, me, with your messages, you interviewing all these people and bring kindness. That vibration in this world is what we need. Mother Earth is asking for it. The feminine energy is asking for it. We're finally having a voice. And you, with these beautiful messages that you are doing through, is going to hit someone that you are going to change their life. And that's the mission. And I'm so grateful that that
Oh.
happened to me, because I was a sleeping soul back then. And now I'm a awake one. So that's my
I love
story.
it. I mean, I have so many questions, but the first one is, did you say anything in the moment in the nail salon to the lady who
I
was...
couldn't, I couldn't, I couldn't talk, but my girlfriend did. My girlfriend did. Says, "What is wrong with you?" My girlfriend just got out of the hospital. She had a stroke, and the lady felt horrible, and the manager felt horrible. And it gives you a little bit of like, also like, some of like, the things that as a, when we work in the industry, we become a little uh, loose of how we present our treatments and how we show respect.
Right.
And I think from the spiritual part was a great thing, but also give me an understanding that, in Miami, everybody speaks Spanish. It's a must, and people, they feel like, everybody's supposed to, and it shouldn't be that way. And we have to. One of the things that we do is we wash people's feet in one of our spas, and it's our way to show respect, to honor the time that you're dedicating to yourself. Physically, I was ashamed to speak. Can you imagine that? Because I didn't want them to like make fun of me, because my mouth was not straight yet. So my girlfriend spoke on my behalf.
And, it's just, I'm glad that she did, because it's also a good reminder to everybody that you just don't know
Yeah,
what somebody else is going
yeah,
through. Do you know what caused the stroke? I guess they don't
yeah,
really. Oh, you do?
yeah. I know now. So I went through a major. So they couldn't find it back then, and they said it was related to stress, and which
Wow.
I was like, and then I started having heart palpitations, really, really strong. And I remember I was in the MacArthur Causeway, and I had an episode, and I called 911 because I thought, so it started progressing, happening 3 months, 6 months, it started like every 6 months, and every 3 months, every month. I said, something has to be wrong with me. And I got hired to do a training in Indonesia for an incredible resort. And I met an amazing doctor there from Australia. The first question he asked me, so where do you live? And I said, United States. And he said, well, that's your problem. And I said, what do you mean? Let's see how you feel after these 5 days. And I stopped waking up without palpitations. I start feeling less, I start having major symptoms of feeling better. And then he told me that when I get home, I need to throw everything in plastic that I have, including the bottles of water. Everything. I said, but I eat pretty healthy. And he says, where did you buy your fruit? So I told him, Publix. And I told him, I do this. And he says, is that organic? Because at that time, I didn't know. I'm talking to you about almost 10 years ago. And he's like, you need to eat everything organic. And then I start reading on the little letters what pesticides does, what does to your body. When I came back, I throw everything. I remember my husband, my daughter, they were saying that I was crazy, and I start throwing everything away. And until today, even my team, they make fun of me, but they don't understand what corn syrup, plastic, heavy metals, uh, and pesticides does to your body. They don't understand. So when you are with a heart monitor and thinking that you're gonna die any given moment after you had a stroke, it's like, so I went into a deeper path of like understanding how to eat clean, what shampoo to use. So that's what we do in our spa. So that's why I brought all of the natural ingredients. Anything that we carry into our spa, from products, professional products, they don't contain chemicals.
It sounds like the experience of going through the stroke really impacted you personally to kind of slow down, be more
Yeah,
present,
Yeah.
and then also impacted the way you treat your business,
Yeah.
especially with those core values.
Yeah. And I always says we have to disconnect to reconnect
Mm,
always, because when you do that, you create something magical in you
I love that. We have to disconnect to
to reconnect.
reconnect.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the five core values. What are
Yes.
those?
So it's compassion, connection, collaboration. And it's beautiful because the same way that we treat our guests, we treat our partners and we treat our team.
Which is so
So
important. You know, you need those core values to have.
consistency is one of them.
It's so important to have those core values because you know everybody's on the right ship and the ship is going in the right direction.
We implement that also into our partners. As a hoteliers, people, they're in a different level, and there are is a lot of masculine energy in
Mm-hmm.
that business. And here I am, a girl from Peru with accent still, talking to you about compassion when you're welcome your guests. But let me tell you, it works. And then at the beginning they're like, yeah, just do your thing. But they're not like, they don't want to be involved in it. And then all of a sudden something major happened in their lives. And I recently, maybe like a month ago, I had a very important person, is a GM of one of our hotels, and he came over and he says, I just need some silent time. And I said, are you okay? He said, yeah, yeah, yeah. And he didn't want to say too much. And so I said, look, I know that you want to have, happens to be that I was in the spa. And one of my shamans says, should I do something? I said, no, no, just give him the space. We didn't have many appointments that day. And he sat down, and I brought him some tea from Peru, and I put some lime on that. And I said, listen, have some tea. And he was very standoffish, I will say. We have a beautiful relationship. And then I said, you don't mind if I can do a ceremony of gratitude on you? He said, what's that? I said, well, can you allow me to do it? And I said, well, close your eyes, open your palms, put it on top of your lap. And I said, and I want you to breathe. And I walked him through the process of breathing. And I said, I need you to feel this compassion to you. And I want you to get out of your head for 1 second. Say, place your hands on your heart, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. And he started crying. I smashed him, right? And then I dropped him and I did whatever. He didn't say a word. I saw him dropping some tears. And I left him. I left the room because sometimes you just need to allow the space to embrace what is going on, what's happening. 2 days later, he sent me an email. He says, I would like to schedule a meeting with you. And then I went to his office. He says, I hire you because in the business, we know that you are reliable. You have a really good reputation on doing a great business, and being reliable and do great things. I didn't know this part of you. And I said, what part? He says, you brought me peace. And he says, I don't want to tell you where I was going, but thank you, because I forgot how to breathe. And that happens with everybody. We forgot breathing. Breathing allows you to listen better, to see better. So breathing is the most important tool that we today we have, so we can connect with something bigger than ourselves. So this is super, 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 super important. So,
And I love this
and
story because I feel like this is what sets you apart. This is
yeah,
what makes you different. And I've never been to your spa, but the other spas I've been to, I've never had this experience and that experience of compassion,
yeah,
which is really attractive. And that is a nice quality to have. So
yeah.
kudos to
And
you.
then, so the way that we do things, and this is one of the things my team always says, but how are we going to do that? Let's be creative. Creativity is another C that we have. See, so they're coming, they're coming. So the way that we do things are very creative. We don't do things that normal spas do. Um, and every time we're incorporated, I just came from Mexico to a shaman retreat, and it was beautiful. I find out what my spirit animal is, and I'm like, I'm an eagle, And I'm like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. So now I'm thinking about how can I bring into the spa so people can find out what the spirit animal is. So I'm working with my shaman, because when you find your spirit animal, it's like you find your angel telling you, okay, they give you signs. They give you, okay, don't go this way, go this way. And actually somebody who's next to you to say, okay, you have the power to do it.
So, lastly, I want to briefly ask about Miami Spa Month. I know you are
Yeah,
participating, so tell
yeah,
people, kind of
yeah.
what you're offering, why you decided to participate in that.
We've been part of the spa month for many, many years, but this year in specific, I decided to give more. So the treatments that normally will be 270, 199, or 325, we make them um, to 109. And we have incredible massages, and everything that we put in there, it has guided meditation, sound bowl healing, it has chakra alignment, drumming, meditation. We incorporate in everything, and we're giving more. I feel like right now more than ever, the world needs it, and it's my way to say thank you to life for allowing me, first of all, to be alive for my kids and my family, but also it's a gift that I think everybody will appreciate it. Because at the end of the day, when you become a better person, you become a better mother, a better boss, a better leader in the community. So I think through a spa month, and people are going through so many financial challenges, we decided to create beautiful treatments. Like we have the kino facial with the guided meditation, or the infrared sauna before any of your treatments with sound bowl healing. Our treatments are very, very unique. And I'm very excited because, we have 109, 139, and we're giving you, cold therapy. We're giving you the maracuya facial that is delicious for your skin and is and a great hydration. And then we're putting a little bit of music. So I'm very excited about people experience this
I
for
love it.
$109.
I mean, that's amazing. That is amazing,
Yeah.
especially for
Yeah.
all that you get with it, whether you're there as far as the spirituality or not. I
Yeah, or
think
not.
it's
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
anyone can benefit from,
A
and just
hundred
try
percent.
it.
Yeah. And then this
Come with
this
an
is
open
a month.
mind.
Yes, and this year specifically, we also were giving you a little gift from Peru to you. So everybody take away a little crystal.
Oh, I
So
love that.
we do rituals for everything. So my team is like, how are we gonna do that? And I said, let's think about how can you, if someone special comes to you, how can you embrace that? And then, oh, we have ideas. I love to create those things with my team. I have an incredible team. I'm very proud of the team that I have today. It took a long time to have the people we have today. And I feel it
Absolutely.
has a lot to do with my own work.
Absolutely, right? You attract your tribe, your people who feel
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
same as far as core values and that
Yeah.
energy. So, and
Yeah.
this has been really great. I learned a lot from you. So, I
Oh,
really
thank you.
appreciate that, and I'm really excited to check you out because I feel like I've been looking for something like this, and I think people don't necessarily know, like, hey, how I want that spa experience, but also
Yeah.
the elements that you add in are so different, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to experience that as well. So tell people how they can find you, where you're located, and also connect with you on social media or learn more.
Yes. Absolutely. So we are located in 1144 Ocean Drive. You can find us at calmaspas.com. My name is Marissa. You can send me an email, marissa@calmaspas.com. You can find us on Instagram. You can find beautiful things every day. If you're looking to get motivated every morning and figure it out, what's gonna be your intention today? Just go into our Instagram, and it will give you different ideas about what can you celebrate today, what can you be grateful for, how can you be compassionate with yourself, and how to create little rituals for you, for your family, for your husband. I create little rituals for my kids sometimes. They think that I'm a little crazy, but then at the end of the day, they said, Mom, my friends are coming. Can you do that the same for them? And I say, yes. So yeah, come and visit us. You will be very happy. We're right in the heart of South Beach.
It's perfect. And you're participating in Miami Spa Month.
And
So
we participate in Spa Month. You can find us at
so
spamonth.com 2021. And then you can
awesome.
find us there.
And
And
I'll
if you
make
are
sure.
and if you are listening to this, just say that you were from Jamaica Podcast, and then we'll have a special gift at your spa. So our spa.
I love that. Yay. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to also link to all of that, all of your links to your social media, where to find you below in the show notes so everyone can refer to that easily down below.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tamik. It was an honor to be here with you today. Thank you so much, because this morning sometimes things are crazy and I'm like, I totally, like I said, okay, I have to like be grounded for this. And I just you just remind me, like, talk the talk and walk the walk, right? So
Yep.
sometimes we have to like remind ourselves, like, every day.
Yeah,
Spirituality is like a workout. This time you have to work out your soul. So
absolutely.
thank you.
And you helped, I will say, you helped ground me to start my day as well. So I feel much more at peace going forward. So thank you.
It's all about breathing.
I really learned so much from Maritza, so much that I didn't even know a spa could offer. But honestly, I feel like it's something I've been looking for. So I can't wait to check out Calma Spas. I hope you enjoyed this conversation and learned a little bit as well. Make sure you go below in the show notes, find all of their information, connect with them, and hey, go check them out, especially if you're here in South Florida during Miami Spa Month and beyond. And also, if you aren't already, make sure you're connected with me. I'm on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the places. You can find all that below in the show notes as well. And until I see you back next week, because I know I'll see you then, stay happy, stay healthy.